Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 6.3, 2014 edition, the Percent Proportion Lesson. Pause while you write Section 6.3, 2014 lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write the lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's lesson objective is use the percent proportion to solve 3 types of percent problems. Copy the following key term, definition, and example exactly as it appears into your notebook. The percent proportion. You can represent A is P percent of W with the proportion A over W equals P over 100, where A is part of the whole and P percent or P over 100 is the percent. So an example is 3 out of 4 is 75%. So 3 is equal to A, 4 is equal to W, and 75 is equal to P. Today we'll be starting on page 228 in your 2014 edition math textbook. Example 1, finding a percent. So this is the first type of percent problem that we're going to solve. What percent of 15 is 12? So our first step is we write the percent proportion. And we need to remember that A equals the part and W equals the whole and P equals the percent. So it says what percent of 15 is 12, so we substitute in 12 for the part and 15 for the whole. So 12 is A and 15 is W. And then we just solve this like any other proportion. So we're solving for P, and we're going to use our multiplication property of equality, which allows us to get rid of the 100 on both sides. So we're just multiplying both sides by 100, and when we do that, it gets P by itself and gives us an 80. So P equals 80. So 80% of 15 is 12. Now let's take a look at example 2, finding a part. So now we're going to be solving for A. Again, we write the percent proportion. This is a really important step when you start doing these problems, is to write out the proportion every time so that it starts to stick in your brain, so you remember what it looks like. So it says what number is 36% of 50? So we know that 36 is the percent, so that goes in the spot where P goes, and 50 is the whole, so that goes where the W goes. And so we substitute in our numbers, and then we're solving for A. So last time where we multiplied both sides by 100, this time we're going to multiply both sides by 50 because we want to get A by itself. So our 50s cancel out, and then we simplify, and when we do that we get A equals 18. So 18 is 36% of 50. Moving on to example 3, we're going to find the whole. So 150% of what number is 24? So we have the percent and we have the part, and now we need to find the whole. So again, we start by writing the percent proportion, and we substitute 24 for A, which is the whole, and 150 for P, which is the percent. And now we're solving for W. So we use cross products, and we multiply 24 times 100 and 150 times W, and we get 2,400 equals 150 W, and we then divide each side by 150, which gives us 16 is equal to W. So 150% of 16 is 24. Example 4 is our real-life application. The bar graph shows the strengths of tornadoes that occurred in Alabama in 2011. What percent of the tornadoes were EF1s? So it says the total number of tornadoes, 145, is the whole. And the number of EF1 tornadoes, 58, is the part. So we're using the graph over here, and we're looking and we're finding EF1 and 58. That's where those numbers are coming from. We write the percent proportion, and we substitute 58 for A, the part, and 145 for W, the whole. And then we multiply both sides by 100 to make that 100 go away on the right and get our P by itself. And when we simplify, we end up with P equal to 40. So 40% of the tornadoes were EF1s. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the On Your Own problems below. They're also on page 229 of your textbook. Show your work and be prepared to share during our next class. Please be sure you do these problems in your notebook, not in your textbook. Remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you need to complete your exit slip, come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any questions you have for your teacher, and of course, have a good attitude.